What's up, YouTube? So today's topic, I'm gonna talk about I'm gonna talk about time speeding up. So I'm also gonna talk about how life kind of fucks us in a way where like we don't have as much control as we think we do, and how I feel like life is pretty much a fucking video game script that we're forced to play no matter what. So all the bullshit we experience, all the dumb shit, all the corruption, all the abuse we experience is pretty much orchestrated by a higher power or our spirit or by our soul or by the universe or due to like karmic energies, soul contracts, what we chose to experience, what we were forced to experience out of our control. Just some bullshit like that. It's what every human being goes through. This is why no one likes human experience. There's a lot of bullshit that goes along with it. So let's get to it. So time hasn't speeding up so fucking fast every single day. There are pros and cons to time speeding up. The pros is that like if you don't like your job, you don't like what you're doing, then yeah, time speeding up is gonna amplify that. So you're able to tolerate that shit a lot less. But what sucks about time speeding up is that on your weekends, on your days off, to where you have personal time for yourself, you could work on your side business, you could like do a lot of soul searching, do inner child healing, or to do some type of healing when it comes to your trauma, or trying to figure out your life purpose, to self introspect, or like to have time for yourself and just enjoy life and shit. Which is kind of hard to enjoy life because the money system restricts us in a way to where we can't even fully enjoy or experience or live life the best that we can because of money restrictions and shit. But that's a different topic. But we don't have time to really like enjoy ourselves because of time speeding up. It's like when you like days are going by extremely fast, so it's hard for you to enjoy your time or to even spend time with your loved ones. Imagine having a family and or a spouse and shit like that. You can't even spend time as much with them because you got the days going by a lot faster. You got fucking time speeding up so fucking fast and shit like that. So you experiencing all this stupid ass bullshit. Also, and yeah, it's like, and you can't really enjoy your life as because if we live in the realm in a society to where like we're all meant to be slaves working at a 9 to 5, or we're trying to make money in order for us to get by in life, then that's a fucking problem. Especially with these energies we're coming into. Time speeding up is not collapsing the system. It's not doing shit. So as time is going by a lot faster and we're still working at these 9 to 5s, still the same hours, taking up most of our time and energy. And as years go by, human beings, we're becoming more self-aware spiritually, and we're becoming more aware of the world corruption, and we're waking up to our true self, to where we actually want to follow our heart's desires and shit like that. And the more we're doing the healing work, the more we just don't want to participate in this outdated bullshit called the Matrix, called the society, called this world. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about if you love what you do. If you love what you do, then that's not a problem. I'm talking about people who. I'm just talking about overall as a collective, to where like there's a lot of outdated shit that we really shouldn't be doing, but it's still out there due to the nature of this 3D realm, where it allows evil as people to rule this world, or a lot of selfish as people to rule this world without them any type of consequences or any type of karmic backlash. Even they do, they're still able to get away with it because of either the people, or because they know how this realm and the energies and the astrological influences work, or it's the nature of this hellish ass realm that a lot of spiritualists call this fucking hell and shit like that. Or people who just don't like this realm. I'm not sure because God allows this shit, the universe allows this bullshit, who the fuck knows, but this is how it is. That's why nothing really changes. It changes a little bit, but not really. You know, that's why everything's still the same since human history. There's still the same enslavement. There's still the same corruption. There's still wars and battles and poverty and all this bullshit going on. So, what else I'm gonna say? But yeah, so with time speeding up, is like the more time is speeding up, the more like as people we're gonna become more aware, because like it's gonna make people realize that they're gonna have less time to really enjoy themselves because time is speeding up, and it's gonna make them come to their senses. Like there's something wrong with the society. Something wrong with this world, pretty much. But it is trippy how time is speeding up. Time hasn't speeding up extremely fast in 2018. There are good parts to it, but also bad parts to it. The good part is that like if you don't like what you're doing, then you're able to tolerate a lot less. Especially if you're bored, or like let's say if you're not working, but you're just stuck in life because we live in a corrupt, evil ass world where it keeps you stuck because of the money system. So where you can't even travel, you can't meet new people, you can't do what you want to do because of the money system. So if you're stuck and trapped and you can't do shit because you're in the mercy of this hellish ass world, of the money system, which is not your fault. Is you just ruled by a piece of paper. So if you can't do anything about it, that could be a good thing too with time speeding up, because with time speeding up, you're able to tolerate that shit a lot less then. You know what I'm saying? If you're bored on a weekend, or like if you have like a 2-week vacation or a month vacation, it's like you're bored because like you can't really do anything because you're restricted due to money. Then that could be a good thing, because then time is speeding up, so you're able to tolerate that shit a lot less. Even if you're sentenced to jail or prison, like let's say you're sentenced to 2 years or a couple months, and that could be a good thing too, because with time speeding up, you're able to tolerate being in that bullshit ass place a lot less. You know what I'm saying? Also, and also if you love what you do, then time speeding up is going to make you have more of a sense of urgency to focus on your tasks and to focus on your goals and to be headstrong and to do the things you got to do. You know what I'm saying? Also, because life is just a game, bro. But okay, now I'm gonna talk about how life kind of fucks us and how life is a fucking game. Life is a game. People say life is a game. It is a game, because I don't know about you guys, but with me, I've experienced a lot of spiritual experiences to where it happened at such a divine, orchestrated timing. Would it be people, the situations I've been in? Because I'm not dumb, because it's like, I feel like the universe, because I feel like I peep what the universe is doing. I know what God is doing. Like I can see the cycles I'm playing now. I can see the types of people. I can see the karmic energies. I can see all this shit. It's like the universe is, like, the universe is pretty dumb, because it's like they think we don't know, but we do know. Well, it is, I know. I know too much about my life, obviously, because it's part of this human experience to keep you stuck and confused, so you can live out certain experiences and play out certain energies, because you have no control over it out of karma or out of the suffering of the human experience. You know what I'm saying? But there are certain things where like the universe will give you hints, or it will show you things either by accident or on purpose, that the shit you're experiencing is out of your control, whether good or bad. I want to go into detail, but this is a lot to explain. This is, and knowing that, but it pissed me off the more I've explained it, because the shit I've been through it's just some bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. Because the more I realize how everything really is pre-planned and pre-fucking destined, that's when I realized that like or at least I've been fucked in life. We're like, so, because if I'm experiencing certain things that were supposed to happen, so technically, because part of my life path is to do a lot of healing work, to break generational curses, and to build a successful life for myself. But just the fact that I was subjected to a lot of narcissism and abusive situations and horrible ass people, or people I don't fucking feel connected to, or I'm around certain places, jobs, and environments where I don't fuck with, all that shit was out of my control. I had no choice but to experience those things. And since I've experienced those things, that shit really pissed me the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit. Like, wow, like you really, like, God, the universe really made me become fucking miserable and fucking sad and angry and upset and a lot of fucking distress, because you want me to experience that shit so I can heal, overcome it, and teach other people, or to help myself and other people. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's bullshit. It's fucking stupid. I don't give a fuck if I get paid for that shit. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck you. Man, whatever, man. But now I don't know how it is for other people's lives, but that's how it is for my life. Other people, maybe they do experience what I've experienced, but they have a different perspective. Me, I know what the fuck I'm experiencing. I know what's going on. I'm not saying it correlates to your life, but for my life, that it correlates, because I can see patterns, I can see karmic cycles, I can see how people play out what they're supposed to play out. And this is why I treat people who are my enemies like shit, and I treat them like they're fucking dumb, because they're just pawns for the fucking universe to play out certain energies when it comes to fucking soul contracts or karmic cycles and shit like that. God uses a lot of people. The devil too, but more so God, because God and the universe, they created this whole realm, so they know what the fuck they're doing. And yes, these people, yes, because it gets complicated, because I feel like the universe is more sinister than we think it is, because it's not a coincidence that a lot of people are experiencing generational curses, narcissism, narcissistic abuse. Yes, the devil plays in a role. Yes, demonic entities, they have influence over that shit. But realistically, God, the universe, they pretty much orchestrated, because if you're meant to break generational curses and generational trauma and build a successful life for yourself, then yeah, God, the universe, they purposely made you endure that shit, because it's part of your life mission to experience these bullshit ass generational curses. But I feel like these demonic entities play onto that and make it worse, pretty much. So pretty much it's both their faults, pretty much. And people want to say, oh, but like it's for the experience, or if you wouldn't have experienced that shit, then you probably wouldn't have the wisdom, or you wouldn't have like the opportunities to build a successful life for yourself, to have much of an impact and create a legacy. But yeah, but still, you still have to experience all this bullshit, you know? So it's like, what the fuck? So it's like, it's a double-edged sword, but it's not even worth it. You're just stupid, dude. Like, no, like, you can't really live a peaceful life, because God will always find a way to fuck that shit up. Not in a good way for your growth purposes, but in a way to just keep you stuck and tied in, because it's the nature of this hellish ass realm. It's like a lot of people go through bullshit and suffering and a lot of bullshit in life. That's why the world is the way it is and shit. And nothing really fucking changes. It's their fucking fault. No one, you don't have to agree with me, but I personally think it's their fucking fault. Because clearly this has been going on for a long ass time. So yeah, it's their fucking fault. What else I'm talking about, bro? I do have a lot of gratitude though, because I always be put in a worse situation. You know what I'm saying? But still though, I can't ignore the bullshit. You know, because it's affecting a lot of people, and it's annoying too. But yeah though, because it's like, and I mentioned this in a lot of my videos, because it's a lot to explain, man. But just know that I have a lot of anger and bitterness towards God and the universe, and I have a right to, because of what they put me through. I am a victim of their bullshit. I am. But I'm able to overcome it. But I gotta turn that shit into fucking inspiration and use my advantage. Just like what my personal terrorist said, turn my victimhood into power, pretty much. And that's what people do when they become like famous or big or successful. They've been through some shit and they turn into power and influence, pretty much. You know, shout out to my tarot reader. Right. So, but yeah, so, and not only that, but just because we have these Mercury retrogrades, even with like a Virgo season, a lot of people are saying that ever since Virgo season started, like, they're having a lot of stomach issues and stomach problems, and even with my life, I'm also having stomach issues, and a lot of people are becoming more sick, and like, I'm having all these deadlines and tasks and responsibilities that came towards me out of nowhere. And a typical Mercury retrograde is stereotypical, known for people to lose their shit, to break their shit by accident. And yeah, I keep experiencing those things. So even astrology, it controls your free will. It controls your body's nervous system. As a human body, you're subjected to this evil, hellish ass fucking realm with this astrology bullshit, with these fucking energies. And then you got fucking time in the days going by a lot faster. So that is clear that we don't have free will over that shit. What else? Yeah, and just the fact that people experience karmic cycles and soul ties and twin flame connections and these soulmate connections, that's also proof we don't have free will like that. Because most people who get into like abusive relationships, they're usually trauma bonds, and they can't get out. It's so hard for them to detach because there's a fucking soul tie due to like a fucking past life karmic energies, or do a soul contract. And it's some bullshit like that. It's always some type of cycles that humans always gotta fucking go through. Stupid. This is why it makes sense though, because apparently, in order for souls and spirits to grow and evolve, they actually reincarnate to a human body, and the human experience is full of pain, bullshit, and suffering in this realm too. So in order for souls and spirits to grow and evolve, they have to experience some type of trauma, pain, and suffering so they can evolve past it. So the best way to do that, for souls and spirits to do that, is for them to incarnate to a human body so they can experience all the bullshit, and then once they die and pass away, then they evolve and get a fucking cookie and brownie points and all this other bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Apparently. So, but I don't know. Some people say we chose to experience this. Some people say God made us experience this shit. Some people say, what? I don't give a fuck. All I know is that like there's a lot of bullshit that takes place in this human experience. A lot of unnecessary shit, and I'm fucking tired of it. It's fucking annoying. But yeah, basically, unfortunately, part of my life path and the other people also experience that is to heal a lot of trauma and inner child wounds and all this shit. Even though I was subjected to a lot of bullshit that caused me to have a lot of wounds and trauma from being born into a very dysfunctional family that them themselves were also subjected to generational curses. So it's a past generational trauma and cycles and shit like that. So now I was born into that shit, and now I was subjected to all their bullshit, and now I gotta go lifelong healing from that shit. And it never stops because the human beings always go through fucking cycles. So as I'm healing, I'm overcoming, healing, overcoming, experiencing more bullshit and trauma, healing, overcoming. This is why life is a constant death and repeat. This is why people die, pass away, people grieve and cry, people have funerals, and then they grow past it and evolve, and all this stupid ass shit, man. This is bullshit. Fucking stupid. Because if generational curses were that important where God wants people to break that shit, I'm sure God could easily not allow that shit to happen by creating a society or a world where like it doesn't perpetuate generational curses. Because what causes generational trauma and family trauma is the society and world we're living in. Because we're ruled by pedophiles or Masonic bloodlines who rules over this world that the universe or God or the devil or the nature of this realm allows for a long ass time since human history. Yeah, it is going to create a lot of generational trauma. So that in itself is responsible for generational trauma. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, y'all do y'all see how this life works and shit like that? You know, it's bullshit. But it's like, God, man, this, because like the more I realize this shit, the more I realize like, God damn, so all the bullshit, all the misery and suffering I had to go through was because I was meant to experience, or because I was supposed to experience this shit because of this realm or the universe or God, what the fuck they haven't planned in store. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck, dude? This is bullshit. And I understand with the human mind, you can use your perspectives to change how you view things, but still though, but like sometimes you're gonna have to look at shit from a realistic perspective, dude. It's not a coincidence that a lot of people are going through the same shit. You know what I'm saying? This is not a coincidence. Like, we need answers. Someone needs to speak out about this shit. Is this because that's gonna cause real change, knowing that like who's the actual cause and responsible for all this bullshit that happened. It's the universe and God. They're at fault. They are at fault. People in the spirit realm, they're at fault. Yes, these Masonic bloodlines, but it's also people that play a role in spiritually too. They're at fault too. They're no fucking different. Or either that or this fucking realm. You know, it's just a lot of bullshit. The human experience is a waste of fucking time. It's stupid. These are all fucking slaves to a bullshit ass, corrupt ass, bullshit ass fucking world. This way it keeps us stuck in a box. You think you're living life, but you're not. You're just coping. You just accept life, and you just navigating through life because, unfortunately, this life keeps us in a state of survival to where we can't really do shit unless we work for the system. And if you like what you're doing, there's nothing wrong working for the system. But if you don't like what you're doing and it's causing you pain and suffering, that's a fucking problem with this society and this world. That's a huge fucking problem. And yes, this society and world is responsible for perpetuating generational trauma and curses and bad relationships and people going against one another. It does play a role in that. If anything, that's the main role of it. But like I said, there's also a spiritual aspect to it where the universe, God, they allow this shit to happen, or the nature of this realm. Because people in power, they know how these energies work, so they use it to their favor to manipulate shit so they won't get karma or so their shit won't tear down. And shout out to John Swan, like he mentioned. He's right. So, but yeah, but it's just crazy though, because me, like, I'm experiencing a fucking, a soulmate / twin flame connection, and the purpose of it is to heal your trauma, and it's basically a trauma bond. The name and label is new age bullshit, but basically I'm experiencing a trauma bond where I feel extremely connected to this person, but this person is pointing out all of my trauma and all of like the insecurities and wounds that I need to heal. But it's crazy how connection plays out. So like whenever we'll interact or we'll meet up, then these traumas and all these wounds will come to the surface for me to heal. This person will show up to my life, and this person will like ignore me, leave me, abandon me, and not be there around me. It's not because the person's doing it purposely, but because of the energy is a huge imbalance. A lot of channels talk about this shit within twin flame and soulmate connections. No, it doesn't mean you have to be with this person. No, it doesn't mean to tolerate toxic or bullshit behavior. But what it does mean is for you to love yourself, to figure out your wounds and trauma and wounds. But what sucks about it is that like the connection, you can't get this person off your mind. There's a lot of obsessive thinking. You can't detach from that person fully, but you have to. But it's like that so you can heal trauma. But what pissed me off so much is that like all that trauma that I have to heal from, that's not my fucking trauma. I was subjected and forced to experience all this bullshit by a higher power. That's the problem I have with it. That's a fucking problem. Either that or I'm also trying to heal past generational curses and result of this fucking connection. So you see all the bullshit like people and me have to go through just so like we can heal trauma just for the fuck of the human experience. It's just bullshit. It's stupid, man. Like separation anxiety, abandonment issues, rejection issues, trauma, all this stupid ass shit, man. It's just stupid, dude. It's fucking retarded, man. Like, no one really talks about this. I mean, they do talk about it, but they don't talk about the aggression or frustration or how fucking stupid it is, because it is. It's a lot of drama. God damn, dude. All this bullshit, man. Fucking shit, dude. And what sucks about life is that like you can't really date around, or you can't really meet your people, or you can't meet different types of people because you're too busy trying to survive out of life. You can't really live life freely. We're always at a state where we have to work for the system in order for us to survive. You got to pay just to maintain. You got to work and be a slave just so you can maintain a fucking vehicle, fucking gas money, a fucking house, clothes, food, clothing, shelter, all this bullshit, the fucking water bill, the electricity bill, your fucking phone bill, all this shit, man, hygiene. And we gotta be slaves and work for the system for us to maintain our basic human needs. But it's like, we gotta do all of that. So now it's hard for you to even enjoy life, or to expand your horizons and travel around the world and meet different types of people when you're too busy trying to get your basic needs met. When in reality, all this shit should be free. You know what I'm saying? But since we're in a fucked up timeline and God and the universe allows Masonic bloodlines and corrupt people to rule this world for a long ass time, it's like we're stuck at a weird situation in life to where like we can't really break free from this shit. And even if we do, there's gonna be a lot of chaos and more bullshit that takes place with it. You know what I'm saying? And then you got fucking time speeding up. That's not correlating well with this society or this system we're working for. Because we have less time to focus on ourselves and shit like that. But there are pros and cons to it. But still, you get what I'm saying? Like, so what the fuck is going on? Like, for real, like, what the fuck is going on? But it's not all too bad. It's about perspective and shit like that. It's all about perspective. But yeah, but this twin flame and soulmate connection, this shit is intense for me, dude. Because like there are times where I can't get this person off my mind, and I've experienced this shit before in 2017, to where I couldn't get these people off my mind. It was like, and it's not that I'm feeding into energy or I'm forcefully thinking about these people, but it's more so their thoughts are forcing, like my thoughts are forcing to think about these people. Like I'm trying to detach from them, but I can't. It's hard to explain. It's like a certain energy or God of the universe. They're like forcing me to think about this person. Even while I'm driving, there are times where I'll spaz out or I'll yell for this person to get the fuck out of my mind, or like, you know, I just can't do that. And this shit happens during like Mercury retrogrades or like these past cycles and shit. Like, a lot of bullshit ass karmic energies that I'm forced to experience. That I never chose to experience this shit, but God wants me to experience this shit so I can heal my bullshit ass family generational curses. Even though God or the universe, they're the ones that orchestrated this shit, and they're actually the main responsible for this bullshit, for allowing for giving corrupt people the free will to rule over this shit, and for them to manipulate and lie with these energies so they could trick the collective, so they could rule over this bullshit even more. And they've been doing this shit for a long time. This is a lot of bullshit like that. A lot of stupid ass shit, man. God damn. But yeah, but it's twin flame and soulmate connection. It is fucking intense though. Cause like it's a trauma bond. It's meant to heal your wounds in this lifetime from past lives, your inner child wounds, your generational trauma, your family trauma wounds. You're trying to heal all this shit, soul wounds, fucking past lives, and all this shit. This is why it takes so long. This is why there's always a runner and chaser phase. There's a lot of healing work and a lot of bullshit that comes with this twin flame connection. But what I'm saying is that like it's not our fault. We're subjected to this bullshit because of the nature of this realm and what God and the universe allows. And you got fucking corrupt ass people who manipulate society and this world to become fucking evil, which results in people to become narcissistic, to have a lot of mental health issues, and to create generational curses. That's what I'm referring to. It's the nature of this realm. That's the biggest enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's fucking dumb. Man. Well, that's all I gotta say, man. How we doing? Peace.